Welcome to the Interproperties Podcast, where we discuss real estate and more.
Welcome to Interproperties Podcast. Today's guest is someone who truly bridges two worlds. Sergeant Aziz Abdelmadjid has dedicated 17 years to law enforcement and now brings that same commitment to serve into real estate. From protecting communities to helping families find their homes, Aziz's journey is a great example of how discipline, intuition, and trust can become powerful tool for success. Aziz, it's great to have you here.
Thank you, Constantine. That's a nice, warm welcome. Thanks for the kind words.
Yeah,
Appreciate
welcome. Great to have you here. So before we jump into more serious stuff, tell us a little bit, how do you balance both careers?
Man, honestly, it's not really a secret. You just have to, time management. And obviously, my main priority is family, number one. And then my career that I've known most of my adult life, law enforcement. And then, setting up, having systems and schedules, because, just having those reminders somewhere where, I have an appointment coming up, and then setting up my work schedule. And then always, keeping time for my family.
Right. So per se, if you plan in the day, you start with your family and then...
Yeah, if kids wake up early in the morning, getting ready for school, packing their lunch, getting them out the door. And honestly, I won't be able to do any of this without my wife, She's there holding it down when I'm not home.
Supporter, huh?
Yeah, I mean, she's more than just that support, She's like that engine that keeps it going.
Awesome.
I owe it to her, so.
And then you think about your police career, right?
Yeah.
I would say.
Of course, there's a lot of times where it's always somewhere in the back of my mind, just the day in, day out, the schedule, just dealing with different things. And, but then knowing when to turn it off, that's very important to be able to balance personal life and real estate and then police. It's huge, man.
And then, for example, you're at work, right? And you're on your break at work, but on the break.
Right.
And the telephone calls regarding real estate. Do you pick it up?
You know what? No, I don't. Honestly, I don't. It's when I'm at work, I'm locked in, Okay. There's not much of a break, to be honest. Sometimes I'm eating my sandwich real quick, going from one item to the next. I'm eating on the run. So that's the biggest thing, like I said, just being, when I'm at work, I have to be locked in 100%, and then dedicating, my real estate stuff mostly when I'm off.
When you're off.
Yeah, and that's usually during the day, because I work later on in the afternoons, evenings. So I'm able to handle most of my real estate stuff during the day when I'm off.
When you're off.
Yeah, when I'm off.
You have night shifts for
I work afternoons into the night.
Okay.
Yeah, so most of the real estate stuff is gonna happen during the day.
During the day,
morning, early afternoon.
Perfect.
Yeah, it works out perfect, exactly.
So knowing exactly your schedule at police work, you can balance or plug in your real estate activities, correct?
Exactly.
All right.
That's how I do it.
That's something what we would like our audience to know about.
Yeah. It's just the schedules and like I said, the systems and having that support system too,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then knowing when to turn it off. Sometimes you just got to turn off the phone, man, and have me time.
I don't know.
Family time.
I don't know how to do that.
You have to, man.
I have to learn.
For your sanity, you have to do it,
Right.
Just to stay sharp, you can't give from an empty cup, you got to fill your cup from time to time and take care of yourself.
Agreed.
Easier said than done sometimes, I get it.
Right.
But you have to try.
We have to keep it on our minds all the time.
100%.
So the way we podcast, we usually collect the most asked questions.
Okay.
And then we put those questions on the cards, and then we pull the card and I read the question to you. So it will be, of course, about your both careers.
Gotcha.
That's what we're talking about today.
Yep.
So if you allow me,
Sure.
All right, thank you.
That's the winning card.
You've already built 2 careers. What are you learning right now to level the real estate or to increase the your to improve your real estate?
Yeah, I think so. Real estate wise, I'm starting, to do more marketing, putting myself out there more.
You are a managing broker already, right?
I am a manager. I have a managing broker license, my own brokerage. Yeah, so just being able to put my business out there, my company, letting people know what I do, who I am, how I can help them. Like I said, the marketing is huge in this business, especially
marketing, self-promotion. Right?
Yeah, self promotion too. Yeah, exactly. Especially nowadays with the social media, I've had people reach out to me and tell me, "Hey, I saw your social media, your Instagram or whatever. I didn't know you do real estate. Well, I'm looking to buy real soon, so I'll keep you in mind. Maybe you can help me out." So yeah, just marketing myself more, which honestly for me it was an obstacle I had to figure out because I didn't like putting myself out there. I'm more private. I'm a more private person, I didn't want to put myself out there on social media and doing posts and stuff like that. So I actually leave it to my wife. She does all the posting for me, but it's me and it's the company. So
it's interesting, right? How we are actually tailored. Each individual is so different. I am almost the same way. I don't really like to be out there, but I know the necessity, and I know and I see already the results from. So I'm learning. I'm also learning.
Yeah, it's the day and age we're in now. Everybody's on social media.
Right.
My 3-year-old daughter can go on TikTok or whatever, and she knows how to. It's just the day and age we're in now. And I guess we just have to kind of get over that hump and just do it.
And then learn something new.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. For other officers or busy professionals thinking of getting into real estate, what should they pay attention to before they jump into real estate career?
So what I would say is it's really not a side hustle because a lot of people want to jump into something and assume it's just a side hustle. It's really, you have to put a lot of time and effort.
It's a full time.
It's pretty much a full time. Like you said, you can get a call any time and you have to be ready to take in a client or you have a deal, in the works and you have to answer the phone or, you have a lot of communication. It's more demanding than you think. So I would say that's the biggest thing for someone that's looking to get into real estate. It's more demanding than you think. I know some people watch shows and see the glory behind selling millions and millions of dollars worth of real estate and making a lot of money, but there's more involved behind the scene. So I think just being ready to be dedicated to this.
Right. That's why we're here. That's why we're trying to clarify to our audience what to do and how to do that. You've spent 17 years in law enforcement. What's one skill from police work that gives you an advantage in real estate or negotiations or reading clients?
Yeah. So I think one big thing for me, honestly, just in both, it's communication, being able to listen to people and just let them, just hear them out.
And hear them out. Yes, exactly. That was such a correct way of explaining it. Yes.
You just got to hear them out, and sometimes people really don't want nothing. They just want to talk to someone, and then, just being able to just read someone within a few seconds, their body language, their tone of voice. And you can kind of tell, like in real estate, which direction they want to go,
Right.
And when you get to that point, okay, I got this person clocked. Now you know how to guide them, which way we want to go here. And sometimes you have to help people, and that's why we do what we do, Just kind of give them some pointers and show them the way, kind of hold their hand, I guess.
Right. Psychology, right?
This
is psychology, 101.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Very interesting. Very interesting. Give us a story, maybe one moment from the streets, maybe from the closing table, that really shaped the way you see people or you see business nowadays.
You know, I don't know how to say this, but sometimes, you know, just from what you see on a day-to-day basis, you know, over 17, 18 years, you kind of lose trust and faith in the people. But then you just have to remind yourself that, you know, not the entire world is this way, you know. It's just maybe some people are that way. You know, like I said, being able to just be patient, listen to people, you know, responding to a very you know, volatile situation and staying calm and collected so you can make the right decision, right?
Right.
Giving people a voice, letting them speak. You know, and people don't see that, you know, out there sometimes, and they don't know sometimes what we're doing, but we're really calm, you know. We don't like to get sucked in to the volatile situation. We just let it play out, you know, give people a voice, give it time, you know. Let people just let people open up and tell you what's going on, because sometimes we misunderstand people, right? So we have to, you know, be able to like communicate. It's key, like I said.
Right.
And patience, just patience and communication is huge.
When
and I think
excitement takes over, then it's very hard for someone to express what they really want.
Yeah.
And that's how people get misunderstood.
That's true.
Most of the time.
Exactly.
So if you've given them a little bit of time, they kind of relax.
Yeah, they vent and they relax.
And yes, they vent, they relax, and then they can talk. And then you can really understand them. So what a great observation.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
For sure, yeah. Just being patient, man. Patience and communication and
pays off.
Yeah.
Both police work and real estate rely on reading people, and we just spoke about that.
Yeah.
How much does psychology play a role in how you handle situations in both worlds?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna reiterate what I just said. Just, you know, letting people talk, letting people express themselves, watching their mannerisms, you know, their demeanor, their body language, you know, and then just kind of putting it together, and you know, then coming to a determination how I'm gonna be able to deal with this situation, and it's just hand in hand with real estate. I mean, when you talk to a client, you see what they want, what their pain points are, what their, you know, future holds. What, you know, are they downsizing because, you know, all their kids moved out? Are they, you know, their space is too small for them now, so they need a bigger place? You know, listen to people, see what they need, and then guide them from there.
Are they frustrated from the previous experience per se? Because there are so many cases like that when we speak to our clients and we just find out that they don't trust anyone because they had such a bad experience before, and how to ease the situation up and how to show them that we will be able to help, and it helps.
And just answering questions, you know, and letting people, you know, you gotta build that relationship and show people that they could trust you, because a lot of times, you know, it's their life possession, that their home, you know, that's where they live, that's where they raise their family. So you gotta let them know that, hey, you could trust me. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm here to help you. I really am, you know. And I also think that goes, you know, to say that, you know, we get that sense of satisfaction and gratification by helping people.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
There's nothing like it, man. You know, when you're capable of helping someone and making someone's life better, man, it's huge. It's huge, man.
It's much bigger than the money.
It really is.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Asking right questions, hear them out, and then ask more and see what their situation is. And that's how the trust is built. By saying you can trust me, it's not going to happen, right?
Exactly.
So, and
you can't just buy trust.
Right.
You have to build it.
Answering telephone calls all the time, because people constantly think they have questions. If they feel like they can call you anytime, I think the trust is there already. Because if they doubt, oh, should I call him or should I not? Maybe he's busy. This is not where we want to be, right, with our clients.
100%.
Right, well, no doubts.
No doubt.
No doubt. All right. If you had to choose, would you stay in law enforcement or go into real estate?
That's a tough question, man. Like I said, man, my whole adult life, this is all I've known. So, I mean, I do think about retirement and just, I think about it now, but I know when the time comes, it's going to be bittersweet. Because, I mean, to be honest, like I put blood, sweat, and tears literally in my career. And,
in both careers?
Well, no, I'm mostly in real estate and mostly in law enforcement. But I have, in some instances, real estate, but when the time comes, I want to be ready to move on to real estate because I think that's going to be my long-term, that's what I'm going to do the rest of my life. When I leave the department, I'm going to just be full-time real estate and go full force because...
Full throttle.
Yeah, full throttle. I want to, build something that freedom, time freedom. Although sometimes it's really not time freedom because you got to go on other people's schedules, right? But, the freedom of having my own business and building my own and maybe setting something up for my kids. So I think when the time comes, I'm going to have to be ready for that.
Absolutely.
So that's where I see my long-term future. Law enforcement made me, and I see real estate in for my future.
Future.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. What made you decide to get into real estate while you're still serving as a law enforcement?
Yeah.
Or was there a moment what sparked your passion?
I think it was collective. Like I started investing. My first investment was before the crash, before 2008. I think it was like 2006. Was the first property I bought. And shortly after the market collapsed. So I was always interested in real estate. I saw the fruits of real estate because my uncle was a huge investor in real estate.
Huh.
So yeah, it was something that I really wanted to do, right?
And someone already gave you some feedback on that, right?
Yeah.
Who was your uncle?
My uncle, God bless his soul. I started investing back then, and then obviously that didn't go so well. So that was kind of...
it didn't go so well because of the crash?
The market crashed in 2008. So it was like, back to square one, and then eventually I bought my first house, my first property, flipped another one, and it just kept, snowballing. And then, I have a really good, I actually owe a lot of the stuff I learned to my real estate agent that I worked with for many years. He taught me a lot of things, things that I even implement today in my real estate business. So, I realized one day that I could just, get my own deals. If I see a hot deal right away, I could just go check it out and not have to wait on my real estate and, his schedule, because he was real busy, I mean, I get it. And so that's why I really wanted to go in.
How many deals did you close with him?
Oh, over the years, man, at least 10 deals. Man, he was, like I said, he was a really good source of information, a really good resource for me, I mean, this guy, you can call him and he can recommend any contractor. He can recommend a moving company. He can recommend an insurance agent.
Yes.
So, he was just really good at what he did. And looking back now, it built a lot of trust, and I relied on him a lot. He can recommend anyone, and I went with it because I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm going to go with this person. I can find someone else that's cheaper, but I'm going with this person because he referred him. So
absolutely.
Absolutely. I've been going back to the question. It was because I was really into real estate and just wanted to try something different and just get my own deals. Because all I've known was law enforcement, right? So just having something else to do.
Did it change your dynamics in real estate investment when you got your license?
Yeah. In which sense?
Meaning that someone was searching for the properties for you, per se, and all of a sudden you become a realtor.
Okay.
And now you are kind of on your own because now you're learning where to search, how to search. Not learning, you already knew,
Yeah.
but you kind of jumping into it
Yeah.
full force. So
So-
how did that affect your productivity in real estate?
So I was, I had the access to the MLS, right?
Right.
So I'm there right away. I'm reading more information. I'm digging. I'm talking to the other agent. I'm learning information on this property. I'm scheduling it ASAP. Maybe the same day if I have time, obviously. But then on the other side, the flip side, I did rely on him. Just, hey, how's this neighborhood going? I had to learn the neighborhoods. I had to learn what was up and coming. Where should I invest? He had the answers to that type of stuff. He was a good source, like a resource, because like I said, he can refer you to anything, anything you wanted. This guy, he had someone. He knew a guy, right? So that part of it too, I kind of had to have my own list of contractors and different whatever I needed for real estate or properties that I was looking to invest in. So I know I can go to him and ask him, but sometimes it's like, what? He's not my realtor, so I should really do this myself, right? He's not getting paid to do it. Although I have reached out to him, especially in the beginning, and he gave me a lot of advice on when I first became a real estate agent. And he also would answer questions. So he's really a selfless guy.
Right.
So,
Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be. No matter. Yeah, we gotta help people. Yeah, it's such a great. You have that great aftertaste from him, from his way of dealing with people, right? He doesn't mind to help.
Yeah, it's like it shows that he cares, kind of,
Right.
That's kind of what you get from the guy. Right. But now you see what his day-to-day life, what it was, and sometimes why he didn't respond or answer his phone right away. So now I get it, because I'm
You're
in the
with
same
someone
boat.
maybe at the showing and you
Yeah.
cannot answer.
Right. Exactly.
I got it. All right, what we got else? What do most people misunderstand about what it is really like to balance being a cop and being a real estate broker?
It's a daily grind. Just staying fresh, because and staying balanced, because what you have to close one door when I'm done with real estate, dealing with clients, answering questions, doing showings, negotiating, whatever, closing that door, turning it off, and then walking into the life of real estate, right? And then being law enforcement, and then locking in, right? Because sometimes that could be life or death.
Right.
So you have to be 100% committed.
No distractions.
No
No
distractions.
distractions.
No distractions. 100%. So, yeah, that's
A great way of explaining it.
just
right?
being able to leave one, turn off one, and turn on the other one. So wearing different hats, man. Just wearing different hats.
Right. Oh, different masks.
Yeah, that too.
All right, one more we have. Has there ever been a time your careers collided somehow?
I mean, sometimes in law enforcement, you never know what's gonna happen, right? So you might get stuck working overtime. Your schedule changes. Your day off gets canceled. So then in that situation, you have to be able to. Well, guess what? The showings you had scheduled tomorrow or whatever, they're gonna have to get canceled, right? Or rescheduled, because I'm stuck at work, or my day off got canceled. So that's mainly how it's collided, really. I mean, there's no other. I can't think of
No
anything.
major issue. It's like everyday life, right?
Yeah, things
Sometimes
happen.
we have things which are unpredictable,
Yes.
and they are on our way or in conflict with our schedules, and then we have to reschedule, which is not often, but
Yeah, it happens.
it happens.
It happens for
It's
sure.
like everyday life.
That's the only conflict I could think.
then it is possible to have two careers, right?
It is.
It is possible, and you can be very productive in both.
Yes.
And you can be very dedicated in both.
100%.
Great.
Just commit your time, your effort, and constantly learn, because our business, real estate business is always changing, technology, new laws, new documents,
You have to be on top of
you have
everything.
to stay on top.
Absolutely. Well, Aziz, it's been a great conversation. Thank you so much for being here. And if you have a full-time career, that's for our audience. If you have a full-time career and you have ever thought about getting into real estate, reach out to Interproperties. We would love to sit down and give you the explanation on how to deal with it. And we just gave you the proven fact that it is possible. It is possible.
It is.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.